And now we should magically be streaming on YouTube along with folks being here on Zoom as well. So it's just setting it up and we should be done at this point. So done. Okay. There you go. So you can probably see that it might be a little thing down there that says recording and it's live on YouTube. So let's go and get the roundtable going, and I'm going to share my screen quickly here. All right. So again, I'm the host of today's roundtable, Sanjay B Dalal, the founder and CEO of oGoing, welcoming you today to our Holiday Business Roundtable. Yay! What about 2020? It's almost done now, isn't it? I can't wait for 2021 to begin, guys. And so today's roundtable is aptly named New Growth Opportunities for 2021, and importantly, some lessons learned. A nice quote to get you all going here. Fire up your ideas with creativity and innovation, and welcoming you again officially to our Holiday Business Owners Roundtable. And joining me today are three women leaders, and I'm going to do a quick introduction about them in a moment. And you're going to have a great time with all of us. We have some fun things planned, and you're going to see something interesting with some of you participated earlier. You know what I'm talking about. A quick 30-second overview of oGoing, what's going on. We are the social network for business, and our focus is really the small businesses. We built oGoing from the ground up for small business. We have been taking the slow and steady approach of growing our community. We have over 100,000 local small and growing businesses now on our community. And we started quite here, back here, California. We're still highly focused with our California market, but now our members have joined from all over the country, as well as, now all over the world. So do join our community today. If you get a moment, you're going to love it. It's very easy to use. If you can use Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook, I can tell you can use oGoing without any issues. Why join? Well, three things happen. One is it helps you boost your brand online because we are an authentic, verified community. Every business that joins is verified. So you can be rest assured that you're connecting with verified businesses online, because that's an important thing to do. Once you are on oGoing, the search engines of the world, including Google, Bing and Yahoo, they get to know you and they get to see your profile. And now they will start indexing what you do. So the more you share good content on oGoing in front of the community, the more visibility you're getting on all the search engines. And what it does is it boosts your search engine ranking, and eventually more customers, they find you not just on oGoing, but through your website. And finally, it really helps you boost your business because we have over 100,000 members now. So what better place than oGoing to find like-minded members in healthcare vertical, in financial services, if you may, in marketing, in any business area you're looking for, you can find them on oGoing, and you can do business with them, you can partner up with them, and you can even potentially, do things together, as distributors. So again, it's a great place, great community, and I welcome everybody to join oGoing. But let's get started with today's roundtable, and I want you to meet our awesome women leaders of the day. Charisse Lewis, she is right here in Los Angeles. Hi, Charisse, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, great. Welcome to our roundtable. How's your week going?
It is going really good and busier than it should be for the Christmas holidays.
So a little background of Charisse. She is a career strategist, a leadership and improvement consultant, and she owns a company, MJC Consulting. But I like her motto. Her goal is she helps you work smarter so that you can increase your productivity and business ROI. And we're going to do a lot of things with Charisse today on this roundtable, a lot of fun things as well. Let me introduce you to our next speaker on today's roundtable, Phyllis. Phyllis Smith. She's joining us all the way from Philadelphia. Phyllis, how are you doing?
We're doing well, thank you.
Yeah, and Phyllis is the CEO of EZIA Enterprises, EZIA Enterprises. It's a well-known established marketing agency for small and growing businesses. She also helps a lot of large companies. But beyond that, she has 30 years of experience as a sales trainer, corporate sales and marketing, and she's well noted as a motivational speaker. And we're going to learn a lot today from Phyllis about some new sales strategies for 2021 and how our business owners can really leverage, some of her know-how as they are looking to expand in a post-pandemic world. Joining us today as well is Janice Dru-Bennett from New York. Janice, how are you doing?
Hi, good. How are you? And I'm actually living in Rhode Island now. I used to work in New York, lived in Philadelphia area, and also worked up in Boston, so up and down the East Coast.
Excellent. So sorry, I should have said Rhode Island. My mistake.
It's fine. I pretend I'm in New York still sometimes.
That's great. So Janice is our marketing leader. She's going to help us with some awesome tips for, again, 2021, especially, what are some business or the marketing as well as, I would say, operational do's and don'ts. And she really helps a lot of owners, how to scale and grow their business effectively and increase the brand visibility. Recently I participated, Janice, in the Women's Entrepreneurship Day. And on that note, I'm going to actually ask Janice a little bit on that. Janice, what do you think about the Women's Entrepreneurship Day? And maybe give us a little background on what it was about and what was your participation there?
Yeah, and the Women's Entrepreneurship Day organization is an NGO that started in 2013, 2014, founded by a woman who had gone to Honduras and realized that the women in impoverished countries really needed support, and the microloans that they were getting were helping lift them out of poverty. And so she was like, we need more women entrepreneurs in the world. And she created this movement where there are over 300 ambassadors around the world, in Africa, in South America, in Asia, in the US, and Canada. So I met her at events in New York and have connections and she and I had a conversation shortly after I had left my full-time role about being an ambassador for the Women's Entrepreneurship Day organization. And there wasn't an ambassador in Rhode Island, so I agreed to be the ambassador in Rhode Island to help create a movement around Women's Entrepreneurship Day, which has been officially celebrated as November 19th around the world. And also a campaign, Choose Woman Wednesday, to kind of celebrate women the Wednesday after Thanksgiving. So really gathering support for women around the world through this one day of celebration, but then also kind of advocating throughout the year leading up to the event again each year.
That's fantastic, Janice. That's and I really enjoyed being in that event, and I thought I took a few insights which I thought were really amazing. So thank you for inviting me to that, and I thought it was really fun. So before we get into the roundtable where everybody gets their 30-second introduction, we're going to limit it to 30 seconds today. Let me quickly ask our speakers a couple of questions. And I'll start with Charisse here. Charisse, can you share something that most people don't know about you?
Let's see, something that most people do not know about me. So for the most part, I know I'm new to this community, but just even since I was a kid, I've always been super serious. I'm like the serious person. Everything has to be planned. Everything has to have an agenda. Even when I was in high school, I got in trouble because I wrote down the day I ditched in my calendar, and my mom found it. So I have kind of always been this way. But I love TikTok. TikTok is really new, and it gives me the ability to be a little bit fun and silly and not take myself so serious all the time. So yeah, I love TikTok.
Yeah, that's great. And Phyllis, we had a dry run. Thanks, Charisse, for sharing that. TikTok. I haven't been on TikTok. I need to get on it. I think a lot of my kids and a lot of people I know, they're like, come on, check it out. I'm like, I need to do it one of these days. So, by the way, as we are sharing some of these questions here and conversation, feel free to use the chat area to share who you are, where you are joined in from today, and importantly, how you can help our community, right? So three things: who you are in chat, where are you joining in today from, and how you can help our community. And we're going to give everybody an opportunity to quickly talk as well, but feel free to leverage the chat. Phyllis, we were having a dry run the other day, and you talked about your passion for helping puppies. Can you share us a little bit how long you've been doing that, and you and your husband? And I thought that was very fascinating.
Actually, that's more his thing than mine, but I end up getting the puppies here. My husband is a transporter for kill shelters in the South. So he brings the puppies in from the kill shelters to the north to the other rescues, and they get them adopted. We actually have one here. He's 10 weeks old. We do it every Christmas. Last year, we had 8 5-week-old puppies that were going to be trashed. And my husband went to pick them up, and we kept them here for 2 days until they went to fosters. And, there's today with the environment, just to make a mental note, I'm a huge advocate for the homeless. And you asked about what we do that's different. I'm working with a realtor in San Francisco Bay right now to develop 30 training videos to help the homeless get into homes. And we've actually donated our time and my video production crew to do that. I help with the scripting and the storyboards. And it's just something I have an advocacy for, along with the dog rescue. I guess we have to help everybody, right? So
Yeah.
that is something that, it's heartwarming to know that you can help others.
Absolutely. Thanks, Phyllis, for that. And I'm going to ask the similar question to Janice here. Janice, what is something interesting that we should know about you?
I think since a child, I've always really wanted to be sharing and generous and giving. Like every time we had candy in front of us, I would be like, you pick first. So that's something like my family knows, but not something I shared broadly. Like when I was in kindergarten, I noticed, that the distribution of items in cubby holes wasn't equitable. So I started going to all the cubby holes and distributing everything equally across them. So I got in trouble for that, but I think that deep down, I really believe in kind of sharing our wealth and kind of abundance is for everyone.
No, absolutely. And a little bit about me on that note. So I grew up in India, and both my parents were active members of the community service, if you may. So my father is a lifelong Rotarian. So that's a Rotary club. And, and in particular, the city where we are from is Ahmedabad, so Rotary Club of Ahmedabad South. So I grew up, learning a lot about, community service, how you can help our, local folks, disadvantaged. We used to have this place called Apang Mano Mandal, which is, I'm speaking the Hindi word or Gujarati word, but basically it was a place for folks who were handicapped, and who didn't have, the right, and now we call them spatially abled. They didn't have the right, if you may, infrastructure and the opportunities to advance. So my father would always take us there as kids growing up and, really help some of the members there. And and he was the president of the club as well. But not just my dad, even my mother, she became part of the Lions Club, which is very famous in Asia. I don't think we hear a lot of Lions Club here in the US anymore, but Lions Club is also devoted to community service. And she was also the president. And I think I still have these memories of my mom speaking in front of hundreds of people at different events. And she's a homemaker, by the way. But despite all that, she also spent a lot of time in community service. And I think that instilled in us, all of us kids, whatever we can in every small way to serve the community. And I think Mother Teresa, now she's Saint Teresa, she used to say that, it doesn't have to be like big things, even a small service is a big deal. I'm probably messing up exactly what she said, but she says do whatever you can. Even a small service that you do in the community goes a long way. So I think, and it is a season of the holiday and season of giving. So I welcome everybody. I'm sure a lot of us already do that in our own ways, to do whatever we can to help our neighbors and local members. But what I want to do quickly is, before I get into the Q&A for 2021 and new opportunities, let's do a quick roundtable. We have a small audience here, a small but engaged audience. So let's go quickly around the table. And I'm going to start with Caleb. Caleb, how are you doing? And introduce yourself quickly, where you're logging in from, and how's your business going in this year, if you may.
Oh, thank you, Sanjay. I'm from Costa Mesa. My name is Caleb Sachs. I work at the Strategic Performance Institute with Pete Johnson. And yeah, everything's going well. I'm the senior marketing intern from him, and we have some good organization, and happy to be here.
That's great, Caleb. And we'll jump right off to Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson, go ahead.
Hi, Pete Johnson, Peer Advisory Forum, Laguna Hills, California. Good to see everybody again. Steve, good to see you again, Steve.
All right, we're about to jump to Coach Steve. Coach Steve Smith, great to see you again, sir. Hopefully next year, now that the vaccines are for real and coming out, we should start doing this roundtables in person, and then we can high five.
Yeah, Sanjay, thanks for doing this. Thanks for keeping these going, by the way. This has been really nice.
Thank you.
My name is Steve Smith. I'm an executive coach. My company's Growth Source Coaching. I'm based here in Orange County, California. And I basically work with people either in business ownership roles or senior management, executive level roles, just to tune them up from a leadership standpoint, because we're kind of going through a leadership crisis today in business and public life. And people just don't seem to show up and play well in the same sandbox, and it creates all kind of problems long term. I also just started, or actually restarted, a podcast that I've been doing for a little over 3 years now. I invited my son to be my co-host.
Nice.
We've gotten a little more edgy. He brings more of a youthful perspective, which has been a good thing. So if you guys like podcasts, it's called Business Wingmen. And we basically go through a whole lot of things that get in people's way, and we kind of act like your professional wingman. If you're in this situation, what would you do? So hope you enjoy it. Thanks, Sanjay.
Thank you, Coach Steve Smith. Good to see you again. And Lyris Marsh, how are you doing, Lyris?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Charisse Marsh. I'm in Orange County, California. I'm
Sorry
a
about
Medicare education specialist. And so what we do is we're the advisors for physicians to help them to retain, educate, and grow their business with seniors.
Oh, fantastic. And thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. And I'm sorry I mispronounced your name.
No problem. Everyone does it.
Okay, sorry. Koshi Samuel. Koshi logging in from India or Middle East? Where are you right now? Koshi, go ahead. Yes.
Hi, I'm joining from Cochin, India. So it's 5:50 here in the morning. So good morning from my side to people. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. So I was working in Oman for a company, Canadian company, but now due to COVID, I'm back here in my home. So I do some consulting work for the oil and gas industry. I speak to a lot of consulting and investment management companies. I get calls from GLG, Coleman, and all these American companies where they connect me to some clients. So anyway, I'm relaxing here in India. Nice to meet you, and my purpose is to just meet and get some ideas from you people here. Yeah? Thank you.
Thanks, Koshi, for joining. Bill Gage. Bill, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Bill Gage from San Pedro, just above Los Angeles Harbor. I am a fractional CFO working with independent owners in the insurance services space.
Thanks, Bill, for joining. Anil Ramanini, a fellow Thai SoCal member.
Hey Sanjay, thank you for having us here, and thanks for hosting this year-end event. Great to see you all. Hey, I run an IT solutions company from Laguna Hills, and we provide support services for small and medium businesses. And for startups, we provide proof of concept and minimum viable product. We help them in a low-cost model. So that's what we do out of Laguna Hills.
That's great, Anil. And how was your business this year? How was the growth?
It's been good, much better than last year.
Okay, IT has been booming this year.
Hey, Anil, low cost and Laguna Hills doesn't go together.
So Anil and Anshuman are compatriots at TiE SoCal. So I guess we can get away with that joke from Anshuman. Anshuman, say no. Anshuman, go ahead.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you so much. Nice to see every one of you over here. Thanks for doing this, Sanjay. Great effort. Really love it. Looking at people, talking to people. Great.
Yeah.
My name is Anshuman Sinha. I'm the president of TiE SoCal. It is the world's largest entrepreneur organization, about 27 years old in the industry. And we just concluded our TiECon, thanks to Sanjay for his marketing efforts. It was the first ever digital TiECon, and we got over 10,000 viewership on all the online channels. Great speakers. Vice President of Microsoft was there. Some cine artists from Bollywood was there, and great panels and everything. Everything is available online on our website. Other than that, I just started during the COVID with my partner Dhaval Kapadia, who is also here, a company called Startup Steroid. It is a platform to connect founders with investors. So any founder looking for money, this is a great tool to use to come register yourself. And just for Christmas, we are giving 5-minute video, professionally done video recording for free. So if you are interested, go to startupsteroid.com or get in touch with Dhaval or myself, and we can have your video done for 5 minutes, that you can use for your marketing efforts. Thank you.
That's
Sanjay.
Great. Thank you, Anshuman. We'll next go with Dr. Audrey. Stephanie, Audrey, how are you?
Hi, Sanjay. Hi, everyone. I'm doing great today.
You look great. Are you still in Jamaica or are you back in the US? I have to ask.
I'm finally back in the US, but trust me, I was almost headed back to Jamaica last week. Instead, I hurt my back, so I had to sit still, but I'm eager to get back. So definitely Jamaica has manifested into some significant business opportunities. Not only just an opportunity for healing and time away. But I'm Dr. Stephanie Ardrey. I'm with Blue Diamond Capital, which is located in Newport Beach, California. And what we do is we assist companies with addressing their capital needs. So if you're looking for debt solutions for your business, or if you are in need of, we're a commercial brokerage firm. So because of that, we end up having to address finance, because we have clients that are seeking commercial spaces either to lease or purchase. So as a result of that, we often have to assist them through that financial part, as well as business brokerage. All of these things require that you are a brokerage to professionally assist clients. And so we cover those areas. So commercial real estate, commercial finance, and business brokerage. And I'll be launching a new show. It comes out in January, and it's called Dr. Money Live. And on Dr. Money Live, yes, Dr. Money Live, that's where we help entrepreneurs use their business to create generational wealth, touching on real estate and insurance. And I'm sharing all of my secrets from my over 30-year journey as an entrepreneur and success in creating multi-billion-dollar business opportunities. So that's who I am.
Yeah, and so thank you, Stephanie. And so Stephanie is very active both on oGoing as well as Facebook Live. And especially in the mornings. It's amazing how you are doing a morning show almost every day. And
yeah, it's Monday through Thursday, so that's a new show. And then I'm going to be on another show. I should tell this for any entrepreneurs who are looking for capital. Sanjay, I need to send you that flyer for Impact. So there's a new television show that's coming out. It's going to be sort of like Shark Tank meets Around the Horn. And each episode will be businesses competing for investment in their company. But instead of it being just the private investors, it's a crowdfunding mechanism. So the audience has an opportunity to influence the investment and contribute to investments that are made into each company. So I'll be one of the mentors on the show. And so we're really excited about that. It's going to be outstanding. So suddenly I've become a media. I'm on 4 or 5 different shows now. It's like, oh my gosh, that's the thing.
I'd love to see that. So let's look forward to 2021 for sure. So let's go to Hark. Hark, how are you doing? Hark, can you hear us? Yeah, go ahead. I think you're on mute. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Hi. So I'm Hark Vasa. We are in a business called Pop White, which is a teeth whitening toothpaste business. And we want to make the whole world have a beautiful smile and fresh breath. Now, Stephanie and Anshuman talked about presentations and raising money and all of that. And we are actually getting ready to do some of that. So we would be contacting both of you. What's happening is we been in business for a while. Now we are going to a very fast growth cycle beginning next year. We plan to treble our volume every year for the next 4 or 5 years and get up to $10 million very quickly. So to do that, we have prepared a pitch deck, and I want to raise about $500,000 in the first quarter of next year. So I would want to talk to both of you and Suman and Stephanie and see what type of guidance you can provide to our company to do that.
Absolutely. That's great, Hark. And thanks for joining us. Is Natasha online as well, or is she there with you, Natasha?
Hi there, I don't have a mic.
Oh, hi, Natasha. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Go ahead, introduce yourself. She's with Hark. I know they work together. So.
I don't have a microphone. Hi, I have a microphone. I'm Natasha. I'm a marketing director for Pop White, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks, Natasha, for joining. I saw your name here. Good to see you. Yeah. Ashok Sheth. Ashok, go ahead, please. Good to see you. Long time.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Hi, how are you? My name is Ashok Sheth. I'm in a flooring business, which is tile and marble, and we distribute throughout the USA, high-end residential and commercial accounts. One thing I'll tell you, we are very lucky, and at least the business-wise, during the Corona pandemic, we had probably one of the best year in last 40 years.
Yep.
And one of the reason is that because there is a worldwide shortage of material, and if we can source that material, then we can get the business. So something to be proud of, that at least we are in a construction business, so we can stay open every single day and work. Nobody got laid off, and that's one of the best things. And we are all happy. So that's what we do for last 40 years in a flooring business, Anaheim, California. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashok Bhai. And Ashok, I know, moves or commutes quite a bit between here, Anaheim, and Mumbai. I know he has a place there as well. He's always going back and forth. So good to see you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dhaval, how are you doing?
Hey, Sanjay, how's it going?
Good. Welcome.
Thank you so much. And yeah, I want to thank you for having this event and for introducing us to so many people in one shot. So I really appreciate you hosting. This is like Anshuman said. Anshuman and I sort of teamed up earlier this year, and we started a new venture called Startup Steroid. And this is where we help entrepreneurs connect with investors by helping them organize all their information, and also by doing a series of interviews with us. so we could get to know them, get to know their story, and get to know their passions that the investors really want to connect with. And a pitch deck is great, as Hark was saying. That's the first sort of jumping off point. But we want to go beyond that. We want to sort of get to know their personality and their passions. And the interview, the deep dive call, is the best way to do that. So yeah, Hark, definitely get in touch with us. We'll definitely do the 5-minute call right away. So this way, you can start sharing that information. And then to the extent you want to do a deep dive call with us, we'd be happy to do that as well. And if you guys know any other startups, any other founders who sort of want to start thinking about raising capital for their business, definitely get in touch with us. I'll put my information in the chat box. So Hark, you can grab it from there. And if anyone knows founders who need help, they can certainly, you can copy it from there also. Sanjay, thanks again for having the event. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Dawal. Good to see you. Dave Austin. Dave, go ahead. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to be here. I'm Dave Austin, National Cost Recovery Service. We're out of Las Vegas. I can do business anywhere in the country, though. And we're revenue enhancement, expense reduction consultants. Bottom line, we add to the bottom line of business. Everything we do is ROI oriented and on a contingent basis. If I don't find a savings in one of our services, I don't get paid. So it's a win-win for a business to have us just take a look. Now we're looking at roughly currently 14 different expense line items: work comp, merchant fees, stripping, solid waste, copiers, a number of different areas, and everything again that we do is on a contingent basis. So it's a win-win for a business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, go ahead. You were saying something. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say one of the right now, and probably more so on your end in California, some of our services is for shipping, small parcel and LTL. We're seeing 20 and 30% savings on shipping costs. That's a big one.
That's good. Thanks for letting us know. Yeah, Pinky Stewart. How are you, Pinky? Pinky, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Pinky Stewart. First time being here. Thank you all for doing this. And I'm the owner of Pink Glitz LLC, which is a jewelry design company.
Yay. Can you show us something? What do you do?
Well, I use semi-precious and precious stones. If you can see this is eucalyptus. I'm doing a show in a little while, but so this is what we're doing. So I'm kind of set up for that tonight as well.
Excellent. I'm sure we'll get you some buyers here. Guys, take a look at that, and gals.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pinky, for joining us. Whoever I missed here, I'm looking through the Snehal. Snehal, are you online?
Yes. Hi, Sanjay.
Is Snehal, your video is off or you're out somewhere?
My video is off, actually.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
So, hi, everyone. My name is Snehal Kalale. I'm from Orange County, Irvine, Orange County. I'm a web designer. I design and host websites, design, host, and maintain websites for small businesses. And I'm really happy to be here. Thank you, Sanjay.
And we have worked together. I've worked with Snehal on many sites, so I definitely recommend her for any of your website help. John Smith. John, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Sanjay?
Looking great there, my friend.
Excellent. So I appreciate you setting all of this up. Definitely appreciate Janice for the invite. So again, my name is John Smith. So I'm not infiltrating your group. That is my actual name. So appreciate being here from St. Louis, Missouri. And I am a executive healthcare consultant. But the reason why I'm here is because after the George Floyd situation and Breonna Taylor, I created the Abolitionist Pledge. The Abolitionist Pledge is a mission to really create an agenda beyond the protests to see if we could create change regarding racism. One of the things that we've recently launched is called Tap Entrepreneurs. TapEntrepreneurs.com is a website that's similar to Amazon, which is an online marketplace to highlight minority, women, and allied businesses. So we just recently launched that. So it's great to hear all these entrepreneurs on the call. We think that community economics is really, really important to combat racism. So definitely just want to get the word out and get vendors on there and start getting people to them to, strengthen our businesses. So appreciate it. Probably will be reaching out to Stephanie. Love what you're doing and what everyone is doing. Thank you.
Thank you, John, and I love what you're doing there as well. And, I don't know if a lot of you know that, but in the middle of summer, we hosted a Gandhi Peace March in support of Black Lives Matter right here in Irvine. And, it was really well received, with the Indian American community and in partnership with our African American, Black American community. And I thought we had a really good march. It was a March for Peace, and it was hosted right here in front of the Irvine Civic Center. So just a side note on that, John.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes. So we have, let's see, who am I missing here? Sarah, are you online? Sarah Copeland?
I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead,
Sorry,
Sarah. Introduce yourself.
running late from another meeting.
You want to share a couple of words?
Actually, I just wanted to kind of say hello and wish everybody happy holidays and hope, for a better year next year.
Okay, Sarah. And where are you calling in from? What city?
I'm in Anaheim.
Okay, great. Okay, that's great. Thanks for joining us. And I think last but not the least, my sister, I don't know if she's online, Situ Radia. She's in Dublin. Situ, can you hear us? Is she offline? I guess she's not able to. That's fine. But she is up in the Bay Area. So let's actually, before we jump into, hello? Yeah.
Pankaj Dayal, you forgot him.
Oh, Pankaj Dayal. Sorry, Pankaj Bhai. Okay, I knew I was meeting someone. Pankaj, go ahead.
Not a problem. 30 seconds. Good afternoon, all. Pankaj Dayal, Palmdale, California. I put my information in the chat. So I do work with businesses on retirement plans. It's a very specific area. Hello, Dave. A very specific area of the financial services business. And my information is in the chat. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Pankaj, thank you again, and I apologize. I think the screen keeps rotating. I appreciate you saying it. Thank you. So let's do this. Before we jump into the new growth opportunities and the questions I have for the day, I'm going to hand it over to Charisse, who has a little fun exercise. I would say not an exercise, a little fun thing we're going to do today. So Charisse, the floor is yours. So let's see what we can do to get some holiday cheer going here.
Okay. Were you able to get the holiday picture?
Did you just send it to me?
Yeah, I sent it to you like right before the meeting.
Okay. You are the host. You want to share it from your screen, or it's not available there?
I don't think I have it up. I'm sorry, I didn't put it up.
No, that's fine. I can pull it up. Just give me a second. But we can do the other one, which is the words quickly.
Sure. Let's do, okay. So everybody has a pen and paper handy? Just really quickly. I am going to write down these couple of animals for me. Write down shark, ape, giraffe, monkey, donkey, ostrich.
Can you just repeat the animals one more time, Charisse?
Shark, ape, giraffe, monkey, donkey, ostrich. All right, so with that in mind, I got a couple questions for you. First question is, when I'm in charge of a project, how do I behave most like? So if you're in charge of a project, you need to pick one of those animals that you possibly behave like. So for me, when I'm in charge of a project, I probably am more like a shark. And that's because I just like results and I like to get things done. And that's just kind of how I operate. Anybody else want to volunteer?
Yeah.
It looks like some people are putting it on chat too.
Oh, okay. I saw Shark a few times.
Everybody loves a shark. I mean, who doesn't?
Charisse, this is an interesting little dynamic here. I'm kind of giraffe-like. I like to stay above the tree line.
Wow, that's interesting.
Is it a survival mentality, Steve?
No, I like to see the big picture. I don't like to get all in the weeds because I lose perspective when I'm too close to the ground.
I like that. I like to see the big picture. The giraffe has that thing where they can see everything. I get it. Okay, that's cool.
Oh, Shia, I think we need some monkeys and donkeys though to get the projects done.
I can tend to be a monkey at times. I guess you got to have a little fun every now and then, do something spontaneous. Why
But
not?
anyway, without saying, there will be a lot of monkeys and donkeys anyway, so that's by default.
The project is only successful if you have more donkeys rather than monkeys. You know?
It can be more fun with monkeys though.
Very true.
Phyllis, which animal would you be like? Or I would say not like, but would you connect with, I guess?
I'm like Steve. I'm a giraffe. Actually, I take a lot of risks in my projects because I want to step beyond the norm. Generally, with projects I work on, I don't want it to be the same old, same old. And like he said, look above the trees, I look beyond the trees. So call me a visionary if you want, but I believe that sometimes you have to be ahead of others to be able to move forward. So giraffes have that advantage.
Very true. That's
Very
awesome.
true. Which animal did we miss? We don't want to have an animal that we don't pick.
The ostrich. Is the ostrich the head in the sand or like?
Yes, the head in the sand.
I don't want to do that project. I'll be an ostrich.
I would rather be shark because I like to get things done quickly and I like to move things around quickly. I'm results oriented. So sharks are very quick and fast, and that's what I am. I like to get things done quickly. So I would be shark.
Yeah, I would say I was more of a shark in my younger days, trying to one up the competition, have that fierce kind of attitude to work and personality as well. But I think lately I'm becoming more of a whale, I think. I don't know if that's a good thing, I guess. So let me, while we are still thinking about it, let me go and share the collage, which is actually, I have it now here. Let's look at that. It's supposed to be.
I hope that I got everyone's picture who sent one in. And if I didn't, and you guys want to send some after this, I will be more than happy to rework it with new pictures.
There you go. Everybody is seeing it?
Yeah.
Are you seeing the collage that Charisse put together with the photos everybody sent?
Nice, very nice.
Very nicely done. That's beautiful.
So we can make sure everybody gets a copy of it. And again, if you want to send more pictures, I can add them in and send it out to the group again.
I just had one question. Whose cat is that?
It's my cat and dog and tree. They're both under the tree.
Sanjay,
I'm curious about the fire.
I'll just assume the Modelo bottle.
Yeah,
This
I like
is
the
great.
bottles. Yeah.
And who is the little kid in there? The black and white? That's good. Oh, that's Natasha. Okay, that's great. So thank you all for the collage and a little fun exercise. So now what we want to do is get into the panel with our esteemed speakers here and see if we can throw some curveballs at them and see if if we can get some great answers out of them. How about that? So let me start off with let's see, with our local leader here, Charisse here in LA area. Charisse, maybe you can share with me a recent success story, let's say, of a business owner you helped in 2020, and maybe like what the challenge was and what they're doing now, after you started helping them?
Sure. So I actually had a business owner who was looking to transition from the entrepreneurship back into corporate world, just because COVID and the position that he was in as far as his product, it just wasn't moving well because of COVID. So he wanted to actually move back into doing, corporate life, but still wanted to make sure that he had his business going. So we were trying to work with him in juggling both. But mindset was a huge thing for him, because being someone who is an entrepreneur, working on your own for so long, it is really hard to go back into the corporate life and have a boss and, have a whole bunch of teammates around you. And, now you're clocking in and your time is, so having to work through those things and really sell him on how this is an investment for him, because again, you needed the money, and it helps to continue to support the business. So I think that it was a success for him because he did become employed. And he got the role that he was looking for. He got the money that he was looking for, despite, what was going on with COVID. And I actually just got an email from him, and he got some investors for a new product line. So he was all excited. So it was good. It was good. Changing mindset and return on investment is big.
That's great. I think that's, and especially in the midst of this, that's pretty amazing thing you helped him with, And on that note, Janice, tell us a little bit about your ventures in 2020, and you had a little transition yourself. Tell us, how's that going?
Yeah, I think that's a perfect transition. Yeah.
Yeah.
In that, I've had my own business since 2011 and have grown it, and off and on, because I started it as a side hustle, paused it, working full time at times or working nights and weekends. And then, depending on what I've done throughout my career, I've gone up and down with the business. With COVID this year, I had a full-time role. I kind of mentioned that earlier, that ended in the middle of this year. Spent a few months really ramping up business partnerships with my own company that I had kind of put on pause while I was working full-time. And then still kind of looking and thinking, what full-time roles are out there that I could still align with right in these times. And I'm really excited that just this month, I started with a company that does augmented reality and virtual experiences, and really can take some of the partnerships that I've built with my company and roll it in and introduce them to the new technologies that are coming out. It's been around for over 10 years, but I think 2021 is going to be the year of augmented reality, of, experiences where we create three-dimensional experiences virtually as well. I'm really excited about the new role and being able to kind of apply my entrepreneurial passion and knowledge and what I've learned as a business owner in the full-time role as well. So.
Well, that's perfect segue. No, I like what you're doing there with AR and combination of AR with some artificial intelligence and even ML. And I think on that note, I'm going to ask Phyllis this next question. Phyllis, talk about those three technologies. I mean, what is it? AR, AI, ML, and how can they be useful, let's say, for a business owner or even an up-and-coming business? Where do you see the intersections and especially the use case?
Well, I came from technology. I was in it for over 20 years, working for AT&T, Verizon. I'm sorry, the dog's barking, of course, as soon as I start talking. MCI, T-Mobile, and I'm going to have to shut her up somehow. First of all, for those of you who don't know what VR is, it's virtual reality, where they wear the headsets, it's come a long way. Augmented reality, as Janice had mentioned before, I'm very excited about that because, again, we're moving into a sphere of technology that implements these technologies into marketing. Yeah. And then you have what is called MR, which is mixed reality. Mixed reality will then take the augmented reality and the virtual reality, take it into another spectrum and mix the two of them together. So not only will you be almost in the room, but you'll also be moving things from outside the room into the room. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how that impacts every industry out there. And when you were asking about people transitioning and doing things in 2020, I'm a creature of transition. Being in technology for many years, starting back in wireless in 1989, I grew with the industry and we had to learn every single week something new. It moved so quickly. And then I went into the wire side. So I can tell you that right now with what's happening with AR and all these wonderful names that everybody doesn't even know about, don't think about that. You want to take your business now and digitally transform it, because after COVID-19, it is not going to be the same. Those of you who think it will be, you're wrong. Do not do the same old thing. Your business will fail. And the other thing is, with everybody on phones and tablets are moving faster than ever, you're going to have to get online and get applications that enhance your business and the experience behind it. So that's my thoughts for all of you. Get online. We have a wealth of information through the internet, and read. There is freeware out there. There's apps, and our IT specialist, I heard somebody on here that's an IT specialist. Pick his brain, because he knows all this new stuff and he can help you, right? Hey, how you doing? So that's what I'm saying to you. I mean, as far as you asked that question, transitioning into the new year is going to be a big thing digitally. Get your business ready to go, because all those young people in the businesses out there are Gen Z and millennials. They don't do the stuff we did. If you're over 45 years old, you better get with the times or you will not have a business.
That's a great.
And that's my thought. Sorry, I'm pushy, aren't I?
Well,
Sorry.
right. I mean, the reality is that the technology savvy businesses, as well as the tech companies themselves, they have done extremely well this year. And I think there's a reason for that they embraced, as you say, the digital transformation quickly and effectively and went back, and started implementing those things in their business. So I think you're dead on that, Phyllis. And I think that's a very important thing, not just for survival, but, if you really want to take your business to the next level. So I'm with you on that, yeah. And on that note, one of the questions I had was for Janice. Janice, we had shared a list on 5 do's and don'ts for 2021. And one of the things you talked about is innovation. And so tell us a little bit about that. I mean, with the kind of limited resources that most business owners have, what areas you think they can think about innovation, and how can it really help them do better business, in 2021?
Yeah, and I think part of innovation is imagining the future and seeing, what, and being creative and playing and being that monkey as you think about like what the future can look like. And I think that's part of like understanding what experiences will bring people out of their seats. And that's kind of the idea of the innovation with augmented reality. But I think for each company, what is the story that you're trying to tell? What are you trying to achieve? Who are the people you need to talk to? And that's where the networking part out of the 5 do's is get ideas from a lot of people, gather your customers. Like we're working on putting together a thought leadership council about hybrid events. So thinking about in-person and, we wouldn't have been able to do all of these events and meet people around the world without the virtual opportunity. And so there's a lot of opportunity to continue to do this post-COVID and thinking about what experiences will look like with next, being in person and virtual going forward. And innovation is different in every industry. So it's really thinking about, cross intersections across industries as well, and how you can apply something that works in another industry to yours. So there's lots of ways to kind of innovate.
No, absolutely. I think in a simple way, I always look at innovation. If you can do one of 3 things well, or all 3 is even better. Thing which, where you can simplify, things that you can, let's say, save a lot of money. So savings is a big part of innovation. Things where you can actually make things go faster, right? So productivity is another way. So I think if you are a business, you have to keep thinking of all those things, where you can do to make things simpler, faster, better, more productive. and just kept looking, where are all your inefficiencies and what are the places where you can innovate.
And
I
also
think
making an impact, I think. Like, what can you do that is not just creating something new, but creating something new that is improving the world or making lives easier for people.
Oh, absolutely. And it has to be a 10x improvement for an innovation to be highly successful, not just an impact. Absolutely. That's a great point, Janice. So on that note, let me ask Charisse a question here. Charisse, one of the things you said, in part of your 5 do's for successful ROI in 2021. We'll share this list afterwards with everybody. We'll refine it and share it so, you can have it in front of you. But one of the things you did say, Charisse, is have a growth mindset. What is that mindset? And maybe share with us, what is it where most business owners stumble? Is it because they quickly accept the status quo, and what can they do then to change that and really go for the growth mindset?
So where I think where a lot of entrepreneurs fail is being set in what they've learned so far. So you get to a certain point and you've learned a great amount of things and everything's working just fine, and then you stay there. And you're not growing with the technology like Phyllis was talking about, and you're not being innovative like Janice was talking about. So you kind of just stay stuck. So what is a growth mindset? I mean, it's an abstract thing. People say it all the time. So I'm a process person. And so my background is Six Sigma, Lean. Those things you can still apply to abstract situations like growth mindset. So Sanjay and I had a conversation on return on investment. Just because you invest a certain amount of money this month in marketing or in a piece of equipment does not mean that you're going to get that return on investment that month, that 3 months, maybe not even that year. And that's all part of growing in your business and really understanding the impact and how you can get that return on investment. For example, I've been in business for 3 years now. And now that I look back, all the investment, not just money, but you have to look at time as well. All that investment helped me. I see that return today. Literally like this, literally like December of 2020, I see the return on investment from 2017. And as an entrepreneur, emotional intelligence is a huge thing. So, making sure that you have those activities that are helping you with the growth mindset, not just saying, yeah, I'm doing it, but what activities are you doing to make sure that you are impacting in that way?
That's a great point. And I think on the ROI part, I've talked to so many business owners over the last 10, 15 years. And I think when it comes to marketing and investing into marketing, I think a lot of them, they fall short. They're always thinking the quick return, the short-term, goal, and they're like, but we need customers today. But I said, look, I wish I can sell you on that, where I can say, let's open the faucet and the water starts pouring out. But unfortunately, you got to invest into marketing, and if you do it the proper way, then you will see the ROI that you're looking for. If not from today, but at least a month or 2 months from now. And I think part of that is having that patience. I think the growth mindset requires a little bit of patience, planning and patience to make that happen. I wanted to ask Phyllis this question on that. Phyllis, one of the things you're really good at is helping, train a sales force. You've been a sales trainer yourself. How is selling different in today's world? What has changed? And every business owner has to be out there selling, right? If you're not selling, you're not growing. So tell us, share with us, like from your vantage point, Phyllis, what is selling today? What has changed, and what should we be looking for in 2021?
Okay, so we all know that COVID-19 has taken a hit on every business out there. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, doesn't matter where you're going, who's doing what, where you're practicing your business. Doesn't even matter what you're selling right now. What you're going to find is that you're going to have to change the way you're reaching out with your business this coming year. So perhaps some of the things that you've sold, and I'll give you 5 simple things to look at very quickly. I'm not going to go into detail because I can send you I have an article I wrote, How Will Your Business Thrive Post-COVID-19? It's 4 steps that you need to follow that will help you and guide you into, sorry, that's the other puppy we have here, that will help you. You know, you want to reevaluate your offering. What is it that you're currently doing or have been doing for many, many years that you can change? What is it going to take for you to get people interested in what you're selling or doing? And if you don't do that and you don't know it, ask somebody, right? Ask your clients, ask your customers, ask your prospects. Don't forget to ask them because they're very knowledgeable. And even this group, use this group to even collaborate and find out what other people are doing. The other thing is to communicate with your customers. Let them know you understand their pain, because this has been such a tough year for all of them. They don't know what's going on. Some of them may not even have a business next year. So be their friend. Maybe they can become a partner of your business. Tell them to resell your business. Okay? I'm a huge, huge person who I'm an advocate for partners. I have partners all over the world. I love bringing partners in. I even have a brand new partner from London I just brought in today. And I did it because they're going to enhance what I'm already doing. I brought them in. I'm sorry, you got to get this dog out of here. I bring in the value that they don't have, and they in turn bring value to me. I'm going to be their U.S. liaison. They're overseas, and they want to do business here in the States, right? So perhaps you want to take your business and put it overseas. The next thing is, so you have your customers, you want to let them know, find out what's going on with them. Don't leave them out in the dark. Maybe they're suffering right now, or maybe they're doing really well. Ask them why, how you can help them even more, okay? So what you sell is going to be relevant also into the coming year. It's going to be relevant because some of the things that you sold before may not be relevant. Nobody will even care, okay? So look and take stock of what you've done this year and what you've done in the past and where you can change it to make sure that people will take an interest, right? They're not going to look at things and say, oh, well, you know, I don't need that anymore. I did it last year. It didn't work. Find something new that's going to pique their interest. That's how you get in the door with them. That's how you become their best friend. I used to tell people, I'm not in business for love. I'm in business for money. I love money. I love to make deals. That's what I do. But in the same token, I also like to help people. And if you become that partner or that essential person that's going to help them, then you're going to make money, you're going to bring in more customers, and you're going to make, and your business is going to grow. And maybe you need to evaluate who works with you right now. Maybe you need to look at those employees who are selling for you. I have a client right now, he's got resellers. These guys have no clue how to close a deal. So what is so great about them? Who cares? Get them out. I'm really good at saying, see you later. And I know it's harsh, but it's business. And if you want to make that business and sustain them, then you make it happen by getting rid of the dead weight. I subcontract a lot of people. I do it because I know that those people are hungry. You want hungry people to work with you. And I don't mean to sound crude or anything. I worked in corporate America. Trust me, it's a very dirty business there. It's all about money. It's all about bottom line. It's all about ROI. And if you don't have the ROI, nobody cares. I could sit and put 90 proposals in front of people. And if I don't have the dollar amount that they want to meet or meet their budget, they're not going to even talk to me. They couldn't care less if I was selling snow to Eskimos. They don't care. Okay. So the other thing is, and how do you readjust that? You want to offer special customer service. I think Janice mentioned it's the experience. Make it the best experience because that is going to differentiate you from everybody else competing with you. We're in a big world right now. If you don't know how to compete, you lose. You need to be the next best thing that they've ever spoken to, ever done business with, and that you're going to be their best friend for the entire ordeal. I take care of my customers. They love me, and they'll pay more money because of that. How do you put a price tag on customer service? You can't. If you don't have good customer service, you lose your business. And anybody who owns a business knows that. because you're representing that company, and the people that work for you, if you have workers, they better have that same mentality or you're going to lose business. I just talked to somebody the other day for a big credit card company. She was the rudest person in the world. You know what I did? I picked up the phone and I canceled my credit card. And I said, I'm never working with this bank again because there are a bunch of idiots there because they hired people they didn't train. So that's a big thing. And again, the communication is going to be huge. Plan ahead. Know what you're going to do. When you're going to sell, know what you're going to say. Know who your target audience is. If you don't know your target audience, figure it out. You know, you want to get people that can buy what you have. If you don't know who your target audience is, look up what other companies do in your industry, okay? Sure. If they're in your industry, guess what? And they're doing really well. I love copying people. The internet's awesome. You can find a lot of information from a lot of other companies out there. Take advantage of it. Get online. Look at it. Learn from them. I own an agency. I do strategic consulting for marketing. And I look at other big marketing companies that they're the ones I want to be like, they're the multi-billion-dollar agencies. And I just take snippets of what they do and I go, oh, I can do that. Yeah. And that's how easy it is. So when you're selling, be honest, be upfront, and be transparent. That's all I'm going to say. And be the best customer service person you can be. Always be there for them, not just sell something. If you're just going to sell something to somebody, they don't want to talk to you anymore. They don't need to. There's other people out there. And that's really about it. I'll put my contact information in here. And what I want to offer your group, Sanjay, I give free marketing consultations for 30 minutes. I'll put my calendar thing there. Get on there. I'll be happy to talk to you and see what you're doing for next year. If I can help you, I'll give you some options and ideas of who you can talk to or whatever. I have over 80,000 business connections. So I'm sure I might know somebody that can help you if I can't. But certainly there's so many wonderful things out there to help you right now that are really free. I mean, that's what doing good business is really knowing where to get the resources. And this is a wonderful group, Sanjay. I have a dog that's driving me crazy, so I will not be able to stay on, but I will leave my information in the chat box. I'd love to help any of you and hopefully get back on here. By the way, Pinky Stewart was from a women's group. I was the founder of the Professional Women's Business Network. We had 50 chapters across the United States, and I sold it 2 years ago. So I have a lot of connections. So I love the people on the West Coast. I can't wait to come back. Get out of Philly and all of the snow. But I'll put that info in there. Thank you.
Thank you, Phyllis. We don't mind the dog, by the way, so don't worry about that.
Oh, I know, but it drives me crazy. Forget you. I mean, no. And I also have a radio show. I have two of them. The Expert Channel, which is all experts from around the world that come on, and I give them a voice. And The Scoop with myself and Samantha Goldberg, who is a celebrity TV host, and we talk about all kinds of crazy stuff. So you can look us up at Scoop Radio Show or The Expert Channel. And I hope to be on to join you guys again soon. Okay. Have a wonderful New Year and happy holidays and happy Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and Christmas and everything you talk about, and I love what you all do. Thank you again.
Thank you, Phyllis. Feel free to be on mute and just hang in there. If you have any questions for our speakers, go ahead. Anyone has any questions for Janice, Charisse, or Phyllis? Go ahead and ask your question. Anyone? If you don't, then I can go and ask them some more. But I thought we'll just.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So when you think about structuring how you are going to market, considering all of the changes to now more online presence, what's your thought process on where you spend money? What percentage of your budget goes to social media versus traditional outlets? Are there things that we should think of beyond that? Just want to get your thoughts on how to plan.
Absolutely. Anybody wants to take that, or go ahead, Charisse or Janice?
I feel like
I'll answer it real quick if she isn't. Because I can tell you can spend a fortune on all these wonderful things out there, John. But quite honestly, you don't have to. With freeware out there, There is an article by Entrepreneur Magazine, entrepreneur.com. It's / article 352812. I'll put that in the chat box. It is 5 simple steps to digitally transform your business. You don't have to spend a lot of money on marketing, okay? You can take what you have and just expand it and do it smart, because there's a lot of people out there that hung a shingle that really don't understand marketing, and they'll take you into a lot of money. You don't have to do that. There are really good people out there. Make sure you research them and get people to give you some advice. You don't have to pay for it until you do it, but just be careful, because there are people, and I get this call all the time, oh, somebody burned me. They took all my money and I got no results because they tried to help me change my business. Please do your research. That's all I suggest to you as far as spending money on it. You know, go online to YouTube. I got to tell you, my son learned how to build an engine on YouTube, and it didn't cost him a dime. And, you know, there's a wealth of information from the people you connect with, and also see what they're doing. Ask them, because you don't have to spend a lot of money to make changes. However, you do need the experts to help you through that. And they can help you. And yeah, you might have to pay for it. You might have to pay for it, but pay for the best advice. Don't skimp on that. I mean, be careful what you spend, but make sure that you get the best advice. Maybe, you know how you buy a roof, you get a couple of quotes, get a couple of quotes, look at people's bios, see what they've done in the past, and then find out what other people are doing in your industry to do better. And that's really my advice to you. I mean, I've worked with companies for years, and I see them throw away money. It's very sad, very sad. I got to tell you, I started my businesses with no money at all, nothing, zero. And I did it because I learned from everyone around me, and I took the ideas from those people and I integrated them. And then I became partners with all kinds of people that could do all that stuff with me. It's called bartering. And my friends here in India, you know what bartering is. I do it a lot with people in India. It's wonderful. I give them something, they do something for me. There's a lot of people out there who will help you.
Just real quick, John, I just wanted to tell John, the other thing I want to piggyback with Phyllis is use your data. So look at what you've used in this past year. You want to break it down and look at all the numbers, whether you spent the money on social media, where you did the traditional marketing. And before you decide to make any changes, look at your data, see what returns did you have, what were the positives and what were the negatives, before you decide how much more to put into it, because you may put more money into one area and not another because of what your data told you from this past year. Your data may be skewed a little bit because of 2020 and what happened. So it's always good to go back to 2019, which is just fine because you probably have a little bit more solid data there. But I always encourage people, before you make changes like that, just kind of look at your data and see what it's telling you, and see, look at your strong months and see what you did, how much money you put there. I always say look at least 3 to 6 months, because 6 months tells you at least statistically, where you were doing.
Yeah, I want to jump in too. Oh, go ahead, Sanjay. I know you do.
Go ahead. Jump in, Janice.
Yeah, and I know John hasn't been around since 2019 with some of the efforts, so it doesn't have the historical data. And I would piggyback on that and say, start small, like test new data. So as you build up new data, it's going to show, don't put all your dollars into one bucket. And like Phyllis said, there is a lot of free stuff out there. It does then require your time. And so it's a balance of how many experts can you find who are willing to either volunteer their time to help you build things out, or, how much budget can you put aside for certain things to test, but not throw the money, randomly. I think one of my don'ts is don't spray and pray. It's, like focus and, test and really do what's going to make a difference for you. Like out of the 100 people who signed up for your list, where did they come from? And kind of focus on what can build on that, and try new things as well to see if that can help you accelerate growth.
Yeah. I mean, marketing is a pretty wide question. So I would say, first thing, John, is what is it that you're looking to do? Like, are you looking to establish your brand locally, or where you do business, where more people get to know you, get to know who you are, what you do, what you're offering? Or are you really looking to, let's say, acquire new customers, right? There's a difference between brand building versus straight up customer acquisition, right? And brand building, a lot of it is done through, social media, through local networking, through your own efforts, where you make a lot of great connections through, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, even oGoing, which is a business community now. But, on the paid up efforts, which is where you have to spend money, I would say focus only where you have to spend money, where you're getting a real ROI, which is real customers buying your products or services. Because, if you're going to spend every dollar on acquiring clients, you better make sure you're getting at least $3 return on that. So I'll be very, I would say, conservative when it comes to spending money, for brand building. But, if it's spending money for customer acquisition, then keep that 3x ROI, kind of rule in mind. Yeah. And on that note, I think one of the things we mentioned, Charisse, we talked about data, and I think data has become critical now for businesses, especially, I think data is kind of like the GPS. If you don't know your data of your business, I think you'll be in trouble. And, you probably don't know what the future is going to be. So share some thoughts on that, Janice and Charisse, on data. How important is data, and what kind of data the business owners ought to be thinking about on a day-to-day basis?
So for me, I think that one of the good things to look at when it comes to data is definitely your social media data. It's already tallied for you. It's not like you really have to do anything to get the data. It's there for you. So really using that, seeing, how much traffic you are getting, how many people are looking at your post, how many people are you gaining, how many people are you losing, use that sort of data. The same thing when it comes to customers, you know what I mean? Where are your customers coming from the most? Are they coming from your landing pages? Are they coming from, Facebook? Are they coming from LinkedIn? So really just kind of wiring and then comparing them all together. And again, all of these platforms collect the data for you, which is awesome. So all you have to do is just kind of, put it all together. And like Janice said earlier, even if you don't have historical data to make changes, you can always do small tests of change. You can always look at, collecting your own data for a month, a week. I always say just give it a little bit of time to collect that data to start making your changes. But, all those platforms collect the data for you for free. And so I'm huge on making sure that I look at all of those different, whether it's my own website, looking at GoDaddy's data on, my traffic and making sure that, I'm maybe I put something up this week and I don't see a lot of traffic on that. Maybe I need to go back to the way it looked, the week before because I got plenty of traffic. So those are the things that help you make decisions when it comes to growth,
Yeah. Janice, you want to add something to that?
Yeah, and I actually partner with someone who does dashboards for small businesses and focuses on grocery stores and liquor stores. So I guess he picked a good target, essential business to kind of help. But often, they think we want to get more people in the stores, but the data may actually show that there are certain people who buy a lot more in the stores, or if you shift your products around on your shelves, that you can increase your sales. So it might not always be about getting more people in the door. So understanding the growth levers and what is going to make the most impact on your business is part of looking at all of your data across different, like your sales, your operations, your finance. Like I personally am terrible at keeping track of my own data, and I shouldn't say this publicly, but it's good to have partners who can help keep track of your data, because I've had some commissions that I didn't see for 2 years. So it's really important to make sure you know all the different sources that people are coming from. That I tend to be the person who's out there and kind of talking to everyone. So having someone behind me to kind of pick up the pieces can help too, so that you are tracking and what's called breadcrumbing, because I think that's something that if you don't keep track of everything that's going on, you'll lose sight of the big picture.
Yeah. And data can be both quantitative and qualitative. It doesn't have to always be about the numbers. I heard somebody say a little bit earlier about talking to your customers. That's always great data to use to make changes to grow your business. Is definitely talking to your customers, doing surveys. Always is a good thing to help with your data.
Yeah. Ben, you joined late. Did you have a question, and where are you joining in from?
No, I just caught you on Twitter, but I do Shopify sales and stuff, so just listening to what you guys have to say.
Great. How is that whiskey of yours going? Is it whiskey or gin? You're drinking?
Yeah, it's
something else.
High West is the brand, High West Bourbon. If you guys get into it, let me know.
All
It's
right.
good stuff. Recommend it. Got my dog here freaking out. Get up in bed, man. But yeah, appreciate you guys having me.
Thank you, Ben, for joining. I appreciate that. So I don't have more questions, but I do have one thought later on. But anybody else have any questions for Janice, for Charisse, or me here? Anyone else? Ashok bhai, go ahead. Ashok, yeah. Ashok, unmute your microphone.
I think as Philip said, all the small businesses, we all gonna be really concerned how to deal with 2021, 2022, because there are different ways the businesses will change. So
Yeah.
somebody can talk more about it, give a guidance, or where can we get more information. It's going to be challenging for almost everybody, which areas to focus to improve the business.
Yeah. You have a question, or is you're commenting? Comment.
I didn't hear you.
Did you have a follow-up question, Ashok, or you're making an observation?
No, that's basically questions. What we need to do, what we need to watch out, how,
Okay,
where we can invest money.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sharish. Where do you think a small business should be investing money if you have $100 next year?
So if you are not digitally inclined, if you're not, using your social media, if you are, I'm a Gen Xer. So, I was on that cusp of, not doing computers so much, but I love social media, and we have to embrace the digital world. That's just where we are going. 2021, 2022. Yep. So whatever products that you have that you can turn to digital products, whether it's content, whether it's ebooks, whether it's, online, your Shopify, whether, all of those things, as much as you can look at going digitally, it's the biggest way to go at this point. Definitely.
Absolutely. I second that. I think use any and every digital transformational technology out there that you can use simply and easily, right? You got to be able to use it, right? No need to buy something that you cannot use. So you want to make a decision. Yeah.
I would add that perhaps, really looking at what your specific needs are, and because I think there is no cookie cutter answer for where should I put $100. So thinking about like what is really important to you, what has made a difference for you, where are those dollars going to move the needle the most, and don't get distracted by too many, because there's lots of shiny objects out there and lots of fun technologies, or but what is really going to be important for you to keep yourself in business or to grow your business, like thinking about what your goals are and where you're at. Like if you're so far behind in digital, there might be like basic processes that you need to invest in and to reassess your processes and your system, not even system. So it's, or your people, like, do you have the right staff? Like, so that there's a number of things that you might want to evaluate. This is a good time to kind of assess what worked this past year, what didn't work, what do you think will work? And like Phyllis said, what worked before is not going to work in the future. That was one of my kind of do's and don'ts too, is like, don't expect to kind of keep doing what you've been doing, but be ready to kind of test new things and kind of put the money where you haven't put it before.
Yes, so I'm going to be mindful of the time. We already gone over in terms of overall time frame. It's 5:24. I want to thank our speakers for the day, our women leaders. Really proud that I'm connected to them. I'm learning a lot from them today, as well as through my interaction with them, over the last year. So thank you, Charisse. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, Phyllis, who I think she had to leave because of the dog, but I really appreciate all three of you joining and sharing, in this holiday spirit for today, as we say goodbye to a forgettable year, if you may, and welcome 2021. We're all looking forward to doing well in our business, in our personal lives as well. I think we can really, say that we have survived so far. So, and the fact that we are all here, that alone is a huge blessing. So let's count that and see what else we can do, and build on that for the new year. So on that note, Charisse, some thoughts for the holidays and for next year, a quick thought, and then I'll give it to Janice, and then we'll call it a day after that.
Sure.
Hey, before you start, I don't want to cut you off there, Sanjay. I have started a Shopify company. I did $500,000 last year in revenue, selling little like Hello Kitty, like earbuds and stuff. Dude, Shopify's changed my life. Like anything, like people. Oh, I can start my video again. Thank you, but I just wanted to share that before you cut off me.
Not knowing who you were, sorry, we kind of put you on the mute.
Oh, okay, all good. Cliff Jacob, nice to meet you guys.
Thanks. So tell us what you did with Shopify. What were you selling?
We love you guys.
Thank you, Cliff, for joining us. So I think Shopify, we have two folks here, Ben and Cliff, who are both Shopify sellers. Guys, you have where to find me. Connect with me later on, and maybe we can put together a Shopify roundtable for next year.
Will do, Sanjay.
All right, guys. Thanks
Sounds
for
good.
joining.
Let us know.
Absolutely. Janice, you had a thought after that?
Well, I think if we're wrapping up with like thoughts for the holidays, I would really encourage people to find time to rest and rejuvenate. That was one of my definite do's. Do not burn out. Because as business owners and leaders, I think we tend to work around the clock. And I think really find time with your families, your loved ones, shut the computers down. I'm not doing it right now, but I will right after this. So take the time for yourself.
Thank you all. Have a great holiday season. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and let's welcome the new year 2021. Thank you all. Cheers.
Cheers. Grazie.
Grazie. Cheers.